What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Super Beamer Brothers. My name is Fabio. Thank you very much for tuning in. We really appreciate it, honestly, and we appreciate all the support everyone's been giving us the past few weeks. Our pages have grown so much. Again, thank you. So today what we're going to be doing, we're going to be transforming the whole front end of the E28 by redoing the grills. If you do remember from our first upload where we went over the E28 that we bought, it didn't come with grills. So I went out and bought a used set at the local yard for $40 or so, and we're gonna redo the grills by repainting them, basically refinishing them, and we're gonna do it for under 100 bucks. So let's get to it. It's a little soapy water. Alright, go ahead. Alright, so here on the bench, we just need to dry them off, rough them up with some Scotch-Brite, and then we can rub them down with the acetone to just sanitize them. You don't want to leave any grease or residues that the gloves or even this rag has. And honestly, probably the best way to get these dry enough is probably to leave them out in the sun, but it's okay. You can see all the dirt and stuff that's been lifted from putting the Scotch-Brite pad to it, and that's exactly what you don't want to see under your paint, or you don't want that to live under the paint, because all it's going to do is allow it to lift off of the plastic. So we want a good bond with no contaminants. So they are scuffed up, cleaned up, and ready for primer. So what I chose to actually try for the primer is the Rustoleum 2-in-1 filler and sandable. The reason why I decided to try this is because it's a filler and it's supposed to fill in the small imperfections that are in the grill. Say if it has a little nick or a little scratch, this should fill it in. If it doesn't, then oh well, it'll still probably look pretty good. All right, so it not being for plastic, but we'll take our chance and see how it works out. So let's paint it up. We're gonna do the primer and then the black. Let's try that again. One of them fell, I had to clean them off. Nothing terrible happened with the paint, but it's green. It's not black, it's green. Not sure if you can see it in the camera. I hope you can. That way you guys can see that I'm not crazy. So this is the matte finish spray paint that I bought, that I showed in the video you know, a couple seconds ago, I'm sure. And it just gives off a green tinge, and it's the weirdest thing. I sprayed, before it dried, I sprayed over it because I realized it was turning green for some reason. Maybe it's a reaction with a primer, who knows? But it does not look right. I ended up just going with an enamel paint that I had on the shelf. I figured black is better than green, because that would just look weird. I'm not sure what happened. It's the weirdest thing. So at least this is black. Not exactly what I had in mind, but it'll work. And I'm sure it'll look good. I'm not doubting it. I'm definitely not painting the kidneys at all. I might paint just the grill parts later, but yeah, the green tinge is not gonna work. So I went ahead and just did the enamel like I just said, and I'm sure it's gonna be fine. Still better than spending almost $300 on new grills. Yeah, I think so. So this is what it used to look like. And this is what it looks like now. This looks awesome. Now, it's not perfect. While it may not be perfect, it accomplishes what we set out to do. We redid some grills for under $100, and they look awesome. To me, they look awesome. And I will always think something DIY like this is actually much better for the budget to do yourself. Because if you actually go out and buy brand new grills, of course they're gonna look good. If I had the budget to just blow $300 on grills at this very moment, I would do it. But guess what? I'd rather spend $300 on a new timing belt, on new tires, you know, things that actually matter for right now, than some grills, because grills aren't gonna get me anywhere. But wow, I'm very happy with this, and it looks amazing. Look at that. Look, it actually makes it look clean. And while we did have to go with the enamel paint, long story short, that matte paint, like I mentioned before, it actually dried a weird green. Like it had a weird green undertone, and you'll see it in the clips prior to this. Now it actually looks black because I had to use an enamel paint. While it may not have a satin finish like a OEM does, it still looks good to me, and I see that it is very gloss, and that's fine. If you guys are trying to do this at home, do it. Honestly, who's stopping you? Purists out there will always say that they prefer OEM. Of course. Mostly anybody would say they prefer OEM, I think. I mean, who wouldn't like a fresh set of grills? Another thing, another note, I actually ended up using Toyota panel clips to actually hold in the grills. If you see there, they actually held in the grill perfectly. And you can't even tell. Honestly, this looks way cleaner to me than the OEM stuff. I mean, OEM stuff always looks good, like I said, but this is a great alternative, and it's budget friendly. Take note of this part number, and you'll thank me later, because it holds them in just fine. So until next time, guys, thank you for tuning in. I hope that you do something similar to your car in your project, in your everyday projects, and let me know how it comes out. Honestly, smash that like button, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. I appreciate you guys. Thank you very much. Until next time, later.